Hey there, how are you? I am doing for the first time ever an official year in review. Something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, and for some reason I never did. And today I'm gonna go over some areas of my life that needed to change, needed to be upgraded, and hopefully it will inspire you to do the same and have an amazing new year. Let's get right into it. Hi, my name is Catherine Storing, and I am the founder of Writing Made Simple, where we turn your words into books. And today, I bring a little different video. I usually try to bring you inspiration and information about how you can write a book and why writing a book is important. And I haven't changed my mind, don't worry. But I really wanted to acknowledge the new year, like this year. I wanted to acknowledge how this year went and explain why I made the changes that I did, and hopefully it will inspire you to look at your year so you can have an even better one, or maybe a good one the following year. All right, so let's just get right into that, because I think it really helped me when I spent this weekend really digesting, thinking about everything that happened, and boy, it was a lot, like a lot. So I have it written down here in different categories, because can we just admit that 2020 was the pit? Like, can we just acknowledge that? At least for me, I don't know about you, but for me, 2020 beat me up in every sense of the word, with everything that was happening in the world. I won't say in the world, I won't say it, but you know what was happening, right? And I saw so many things that really upset me, so many things that I went through that made me better and that I'm thankful for. But in the moment, it kicked my butt. Like, it really kicked my butt. And it took me a while to go through it, to sort it out, and to be able to protect myself in terms of all those things that I was watching on TV, on social media, all the injustices, and how many people feel about people of color. I don't know if I was naive, but I was not aware of how bad things were. And I'm thankful that I was able to see, but at the same time, I needed to make a difference and also protect myself, because I'm a very sensitive person. I'm thankful that I have able to embrace that about myself. And it really got me really upset, everything that happened in 2020. So when this new year started, I was like, okay, I was really fragmented. I was really broken. I kind of blew my business in 2020 because I hated it. I really didn't do much business, if I'm honest, because I just kind of fell out of love with it. I was burned out. I was just not happy. I was not happy at all. And I needed 2021 to be different. So these are the areas that I needed to make a change and a difference. And it started with my faith. I'm a woman of faith, and I grew up in the church. I always loved Jesus. I think Jesus is the bomb.com. And through my struggles in 2020, I just went into a season of, I need to know you in a different way. Like, I didn't realize there were some religious tendencies that I needed to let go of, that I did not know were there. And because of many of the things that happened in 2020, I was able to let go of those things. And because of that, I was able to connect with people in a whole different way, because I let go of a lot of the language, a lot of the things that were geared towards other believers, and kind of limited my reach and how effective I could be, and how I could listen, and how could others feel comfortable reaching out to me. So that was huge. So I feel that I had a faith upgrade, and I was able to know God in a whole different way. And it was really amazing. I didn't think I could get even deeper. I didn't think that was possible. This hair is bugging me right here. I don't know why. Move over there. Get away. There we go. There you go. I didn't know it was possible, but I got to know God in a whole different way, deeper way, and it really helped me to let go of some things that I did not know were even there. So that was amazing, all in 2021. Then, as I was getting older, I continued to get older. I'm still 45. since May on. And I never really done creams or oils or anything in my face. I pretty much done coconut oil here and there. And even though my face was still pretty amazing, I realized that, girl, you're getting up in age, so you better get on a beauty routine for your face. And I was overwhelmed. Let me know in the comments if you have ever been overwhelmed, if you're over 40, even if you're younger than that. Let me know if you have been overwhelmed with navigating the beauty aisle, navigating all the stores, all the options, and all the ingredients. Are they clean? Are they dirty? Are they gonna do this to my face? Like all the combinations that you can have. Like seriously, it was so overwhelming. And I was so thankful that in April I was able to find the perfect combination for my face. And I gotta tell you, I continue to get compliments from people that continue to say that, oh my God, what are you doing? When I tell them how old I am, or they find out, they're like, no way, quit lying. You're not 45 and a half. I'm like, yes, I am. I'll be 46 in about 5 months. And I'm thankful and grateful that not only am I having fun, not only am I taking care of my skin, I'm using a line that is really good for my skin, for the environment, and it's easy to use. And I figured out the combination, and I figured out what worked for me. So that was something that I wanted to do, and we can say check, that was done. Okay, then a few years ago, for some of you guys that are new, I fell in love with working out. I learned that I did not hate working out, but what I hated was those boring gym workouts, or just boring machines, and I needed something different, almost CrossFit-like. And then I moved too far away from my trainer, and it was just, my schedule was not working out. So I stopped working out with him, and I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, and I missed it terribly, because I really found spending an hour of not being able to think, because the stuff that we used to do was really, I had to concentrate and pay attention so I wouldn't hurt myself. So I really missed that. My body really missed it as well. And I realized that I needed to do something, right? So I found a new routine that I really like, and it's not quite CrossFit-ish yet. That's something that I'm gonna probably incorporate in the new year, but it's something that I'm really excited about, that gets me out, that gets me moving. And I can say at 45 and a half that I am in the best shape that I have ever been, even when I was like much younger. So that gets another check for me. Okay, if you have any questions about the things that I'm doing, I just don't want to mention any names, because I know people have their own desires and their own way of doing things. But if you're interested, you can click on the link in the description, where I am gonna talk about it a little more on the blog. So feel free to go to the blog to get the name of the creams that I'm using and the program that I discovered that I'm really loving, that kind of like really got me excited about working out again. The other thing that I also needed to revamp was my diet. Now, I hate that word. Diet is just what you eat. I don't really diet, because first of all, I don't have to, but two, I just don't like to restrict myself. But I realized that I got really lax in what I was eating, and I realized that I was eating things just because they were there, they were in front of me, and they were not things that were in alignment with the kind of body and lifestyle that I wanted to have. So I realized that I wanted to go back to what I was doing. Again, I'll go in deeper detail in the blog, but the things that I do is eat really healthy and clean things, and I try my very best to stay away from saturated foods, from things that are processed in cans, and things that you don't find on the outside of the aisles. But again, I'll go into detail about that. I upped my water intake by, I don't know, like 100%, and I feel amazing. Yes, I'm going to the bathroom like all the time, but you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world, and I feel my body detoxing. I feel much better. I cannot believe how much more water I needed to drink. Now, I'm not gonna tell you how much you should drink, because I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV either. So I would say connect with your nutritionist, with your doctor, and ask them, based on your diet, your age, your height, your any conditions that you may have, how much water you should be drinking. Because I was really amazed at how much water I am drinking now and how much less I was drinking before. And I noticed a huge difference in my energy, how I feel, and even how my body is projecting. So this is really, really good. I wrote something here. Oh, okay. I can't even read my own handwriting. That is crazy. Now, my hair, okay? My hair is something that I'm really passionate about, something that I struggled with for the longest time, trying to embrace my curls, love my curls, and be able to manage and be able to really have fun with it. And since my big chop, the first one at 19, I've been battling, trying to find the right products, the right combination, something that would be really good for my hair. Then I learned about clean products that don't have a whole bunch of chemicals that are not really good for your hair or your skin. And you know, your scalp is skin, you know. So again, I'll go into details of the things that you should really stay away from in the blog, because there's some chemicals that I did not know about until, I don't know, 5-7 years ago, that I don't put in my hair at all. And my hair kind of plateaued at a certain length, and I couldn't get past it. Like, it would just graze my shoulders, but it wouldn't get past it. So I had like a kind of biggish chop in April, because I found like some dead ends and some pieces that were just like still left over from when I bleached my hair, which was not a good idea. And then I just started over again, and then I tried an oil first. I wanted to start with that first, and I saw the difference pretty quickly. And then I switched to the entire line, and then I also added the vitamins. And I gotta tell you, as you can see, my hair, and this is my hair curly, like if I were to stretch it out, you can see that it gets to, you know, the ladies. Literally. So yeah, big difference from April till now. Unbelievable. I get the most compliments. I still do all of my hair. I cut it, I style it, I trim it, I do my highlights, I do my layers. I find that I do the best. I've been doing my hair since I was 20. Oh my God, since I was way younger than that. Been doing my hair for the longest time. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. It's just hair, it grows back, but I have never given myself a bad haircut. And because I have watched and paid a lot of money to have my hair done the right way, I just decided, instead of paying $200 for a haircut, I'm like, I'm gonna learn how they do it. And I don't do anybody else's hair, but I do my own. And I love the fact that I can do my hair in the middle of the night if I want to, and many times I do. And I'm loving this red. Really, really works for my skin tone, my personality. It's like I was meant to be a redhead. God knew that, and that's why He allows my hair to look the way it looks. And I love the growth. So I will continue to use that line. I will continue to take the vitamins. I definitely see the difference in my nails and in my hair. Really, really nice stuff. Again, I did not know anything about vitamins and probiotic. That's the other thing that I do that I forgot to mention for my diet. I also take a probiotic every single day and a vitamin every single day. Now, I'll give you this tip because I was having a real hard time taking my vitamins every day and the probiotic. And if I'm gonna buy it and I'm buying it, I might as well take it, you know? So I thought, you know, I'm gonna carry it with me in my purse because you have to have it with food. And I was forgetting every day. So finally I realized, girl, give it up. You need a reminder. So once I started doing the reminder, 8:15 every single morning, my phone goes off, vitamins, I take them. It's been amazing. It's been a game changer. So I take the probiotic and the vitamin and I eat, and it's been amazing. So that's another thing that I have been doing, and I'm really, really thankful that I was able to figure that out. All right, the other thing that needed to change for this year was my business. I had falling out of love with my business. I actually hated it. I walked away from it. I blew everything and be like, all the clients that I had, recurring clients, I said, okay, as of January, we're done. So I stopped all the recurring payments, which I know crazy, but I just couldn't do anymore. I was doing everything. I don't know if it was out of fear. I don't know what the deal was, but I was doing performing all the tasks, which was crazy. I was only outsourcing a few things. And when it comes to a book, there's so many things you have to do. And depending on the kind of author that you get to work with, some are more high maintenance than others. Some need more hand holding or have more questions, and I was handling all the questions. I was handling every aspect. I was getting into the marketing and not the image creation or anything like that, because that's not my gifting, but I was doing so much, and it was just not fun. It was not fun at all, and I needed to let go of it, walk away from it. And then a few months into the year, I would say like April, May, that's when I was like, oh my God, I need to start my business again. And I was trying to figure out different things. I did not go back to my main book business yet, because I just couldn't do it. I was so burned out from it. But by, I would say, September of this year, I really got excited about it again. I was helping someone, and I was like, I was just able to see that this is my gifting, that I really love it. Now, to backtrack a little bit, throughout most of 2020, I was studying real estate, because I'm like, I'm done with my business. I'm done. I gotta do something else. I'm done. So I was studying real estate because I thought I was gonna be a real estate agent. Really quickly, I realized I don't want to do that. I want to be an MLO. And MLO stands for Mortgage Loan Officer. And I actually got to the point where I took all the pre-qualifications before you take the test. I got all the way there. I had to study a lot, and then I had to take the test to get the credits with the state. I did all of that, set up my account with the state and all that, and I looked up all the process to become an MLO, and I'm like, I don't want to do that, and then I'm gonna have to have like a regular job. I don't want that. So but I learned so much about the Fair Lending Act. I learned about all the mortgage products, which, hello, amazing. And I was studying all of that, and then I realized I did not want to be an MLO. I realized that I wanted to be a real estate investor. That's what I wanted to do. So since last year, I've been studying. So now you're caught up. So this year, I also have been studying, watching every video that I can, watching Bigger Pockets a lot. If you're into real estate, I would definitely suggest Bigger Pockets. It's amazing. Their YouTube channel is unbelievable. Great people you can find there. I watch so many people there, and because they interview so many people, then I got to find other people that they interview, follow those channels. Amazing. Such an amazing thing. And then I had to figure out, how am I gonna do real estate investing? I don't know anybody in my family that's done it. And then I'm conflicted, because now I just realized that I really love book coaching and helping people write their books and do ghostwriting. But now I realized that real estate investing is really a passion of mine that has been there for a very long time. Maybe not with that name, but it's been there, in something that I've cared about for a very long time. So I was so conflicted, and I was denying myself and kind of being hush-hush about it, because I just felt that I couldn't have two loves. Hello? What? And I was conflicted until unfortunately last week my grandmother passed away. My last grandmother. I don't have any other grandparents living anymore. And I learned about her. She actually had property. She's done great things, and she was an amazing woman of faith, powerful woman, and she lived because she was 105, when she died, almost 106. So her life inspired me, like the way she lived full out, and she was bold and daring and fascinating and full of faith and love, and in courage, in compassion, in generosity. And I'm like, that's my grandma. You know, if she did it and she was born in 1918 something, I can do it too. So I embrace the fact that I am the book lady. I love books. I will always and forever love books, but I also love real estate. And I realized that I don't have to choose. I can be multi-passionate and I can build my real estate investing empire and also help authors, people from all over the world, really either write their book, promote their book, or help them in the process of getting their book out there in the world, you know. So that was amazing. So one life ended and it inspired me to live my very best life, my very full best life, because I don't have to choose. And that was such a gift. I don't know if this is helping you. I really hope it helps you. It helped me to go through all these things and realize that, wow, I was holding myself back and I did not realize that. The other area, so I will give myself a check on that because I embraced the difference. I embraced the change and I realized that I don't have to choose one or the other. And that's really awesome. The other area that I realized was money, because 2020 was such a crazy year and I was not doing my business. I kind of got into this place of like mental lack. I don't know if you've ever been to that place. So when 2020 began, I was making money, but I was happy to be making money. I was just happy with the amount, you know? And then I realized, girl, what you doing? Like, you're the same girl that used to make, you know, 6 figures in corporate America. So why are you satisfied with that? So as I began to look at my year, the things that I have done and where I am, I realized that I've been holding myself back because I was still in the last year looking at my earning potential, limiting myself, limiting God. And I was like, girl, this ends now. And I ended it right there and then. And I love planning. It's one of the things that I love to do. I love monetization, which is why real estate investing is so awesome. I changed that real quick, okay? So I made some plans for the new year and I'm excited about that, and just remove those caps that were self-imposed. I cannot blame nobody else but yours truly. And it really changed my mindset. It allowed me to like wake up, like I shook myself up a little bit and realized that I was holding myself back. And so in that area, I'm also gonna give myself a check. All right, this one here is a funny one because I rarely talk about things like this, but I'm keeping it all the way 100 and being honest because I think this is really gonna help some people. So for those of you that don't know, I've been divorced for a very long time. I've been single. I am a serious monogamous person. I really enjoy my time with myself, me, myself, and I. And for me to date someone, I don't know, I just don't like a lot of people. So last year and this year, I actually did some dating. I shocked myself. I went on a couple dates. I actually had one relationship and I learned about myself a lot, okay? Like a lot. And I realized there are some things that I did not know that I wanted, and there were others that I did not know I did not want. So clarity is the best. And I also realized where my focus is, okay? And to stand firm in what I want and not deviate from that. So I'm thankful that I got out of my comfort zone, that I actually went on a few dates, that I had a relationship, that I grew tremendously, and that I got clarity on the mister and the things that I want and the timing of that. Not that I'm controlling the timing, but realizing that the priority of that is not as high as, for example, the business book, the book business, or real estate investing. So that is just being honest, okay? Not that I'm saying that is something that is in alignment with what God has for me. I want comes along, that I'm gonna say, get out of here. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the focus is more in alignment with building as my life is changing So on that, I'm gonna give myself another check. Now we get to this very exciting part of my life where my baby girl, who is 17 and a half, and I'm really fanatical, I guess, about telling you exactly how old someone is, telling people's business. But anyway, she's 17 and a half, which means that in a few months, she will be going to college. And we have been doing all the things, and I cannot complain about it because I gotta be thankful she was very proactive in all the applying process, and she still is. But she got most of it done for the early acceptance, early decision. Like, she explained the whole thing to me because it's very different from when I went to college. But anyway, she will be going to college, which means that for the first time in over 27 years, I get to choose where I spend most of my time. So this section I call location, 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 okay? I am excited, okay? I am so excited about the opportunity to spend more time in another place, in another state, because she has 4 years of college, at least for the first 4 years. I don't know if she'll go to grad school, but for the first 4 years, I will remain in the United States, although I'll be able to travel outside more, and I make my list of all the places that I'll be going in the following year. But I narrowed down a state that I will be spending more time in. I'm not gonna share the name yet. It is a warm state. Excited about that. It is, what else can I say that will not give it away? It will narrow it down for you, but I won't tell you all of it, but it will really help you. It's got palm trees, okay? It's got palm trees. That's all I'm gonna say. It's one of the things that I realized, that I was reminded of when I went to say goodbye to my grandmother with my dad, was, and I'm from the DR, Dominican Republic, and there are palm trees everywhere. And the sun is always shining. It's super, 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 super bright. Even though it was the beginning of December, I had shorts on. I did not get very tan, unfortunately, but it was sunny and I didn't have to have a sweater, jacket, socks, long pants, nothing, open shoes, the works. I need sun in my life, and I need palm trees ASAP. So that will be changing in 2022. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm really, really excited about the changes, discovering who I am. Because I haven't been really single. When you're a parent, you might not have a partner, but I don't think you're single. You are someone that has a child or children. I have one child, so I'm looking forward to discover who I am single, when my child will be going off to college and I get to see myself and get to choose where I live, at least part of the time, because I will be going back and forth. My parents are also here and they're older, and I have committed to staying close by and be able to help them out as well. But I'm excited to incorporate another location that I, and God of course, that I get to choose. To say that I'm excited will be the understatement of the century. I am very, very excited about that. Okay, so I give myself another check for that one. So 2022 is a new year and a new life for me as well. I have become more introspective. I'm still very high energy me, but more controlled, more calm, intense. I think I will forever and ever be intense, but I'm definitely more calm, very excited, and very, very aware of the woman that I am becoming as I age, as I know more about myself, where I'm going, the things that are available to me. Listen, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that girl. In my mind, she's still a girl, although I'm very much a woman. Forever rediscovering my style, forever rediscovering and making changes on the person that I am, accepting all of me, and removing the things that no longer serve me. And that could be relationships, people, places, things that I used to like, that there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they're no longer in alignment with the person that I am becoming. And that is what I want to leave you with today. Many times we get married with the version that we said we wanted to be, and we get there and then we're like, well, I said it and I announced it to the world and I put it on Facebook, I put it on Instagram, I put it on YouTube, and now I have to be this person. No, you don't. No, you don't, because sometimes you find that what you wanted is not what you wanted at all. And I can recall when I wanted to be a college professor, and I got to do it for one whole semester, and I realized, no, I don't. No, I don't. But I did it. They called me Professor Storing for a whole semester, and that's actually on my LinkedIn profile because I did it. So I got to check that off my list. But I did not stay there because I said that I wanted to do it. I have shared it with so many people, and I got to do it. I realized it's not what I wanted, so I kept it moving. And I want to encourage you, as you step into the new year, hopefully you do your own end year review, that you get to go back in time and look at the things that you have learned, the ways that you have matured, the ways that you have grown and become a better version of yourself. Even the mistakes that you made, and I made quite a few, I learned, and I saw places where I was giving my power away. I saw places where I was not flexible enough, others where I was too flexible, and I needed to like put a stop on that real quick and realize that I'm not a tree, that I can change my mind, that I get to change my mind, and that I get to embrace this person that God created in his image, and that my love for him does not blind me to other people in the world that may not think like me, that do not vote like me, do not look like me, first of all, but that are my fellow humans that I love and appreciate, and learning about empathy. And the way that I have learned empathy, unfortunately for me, has been feeling how others feel, and I'm a big feeler. And that has been a little tough, but I'm thankful for that lesson, because it has shown me that everybody has their own struggle. It has shown me that we don't know what anybody else is struggling with, and sometimes we think people are being snooty or they're whatever, and in reality they're just doing their very best they can. And that people are not really evil. It's just that we all have trauma, we all have issues that we gotta deal with, and that many things are not personal. That many things that people say or do or don't do or say are not personal. It's something, it's their projection, it's what they're battling with, what they're dealing with, and we just happen to be bystanders. We just happen to be people that got caught in the crossfire. And that will allow you, and that has allowed me, to forgive others, to understand others, and to give myself some mercy and some grace, because I can be pretty tough on myself. I'm tough on others, but I'm tougher on myself, and realize that, girl, you're doing the very best you can, okay? You did not come into this world with a manual, and you have made mistakes. You will continue to make mistakes. Apologize, learn to laugh more about tough situations that seem like impossible, when in reality they're just a gateway to yet another level. I'm thankful for my baby girl. I'm thankful for the woman that she's becoming, and how beautiful she is inside and out, and our relationship has gotten to an amazing way. My family, my relatives, immediate family, my extended family, the friends that I have had for a very long time, the new friends that I have that see me and accept me as I am, full of energy, lots of color left and right, and a woman of faith that is inclusive and loves because I was first loved. And that's my very, very favorite thing about God. He loved me first. I didn't have to put myself out there. He didn't leave me hanging. He's like, girl, I love you. And that's everything, to be loved in spite of ourselves. So I hope that you know that you're loved. I hope that you take the time to check back and realize that you are not the same person that started this year. And thank God for that, okay? That you are a richer, more interesting version of yourself. And hopefully you have learned to love on yourself in a way that others can't. Because when you love yourself first, it lets other people know, wow, this person already has a well of love. This person has an understanding that because they were created in such a way that they're loved first by themselves, first by their father, themselves, and then others. And that will allow you to attract amazing people into your life. Because like attracts like, you know that, right? What do they say? Birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, they do say that. So I'll continue to make amazing meals. I'll continue to travel. I have made my list of places that I'm going to travel to. I'll list some of those places in the blog. So for some details, so some of the things that I discussed that I did not go into detail because this video would have been too long. It's already long as it is, but I really wanted to share with you that not everything is hunky-dory. Not everything is like butterflies and rainbows all the time. You may see people online and you don't know the struggles. You don't know how much they have cried. You don't know how much they have hurt and how they're struggling with accepting themselves and where they are and where they're going. That's a real thing. And we all, me included, go through those things. And I just wanted to let you know that it's okay to struggle. It's okay to not be able to understand where you are, where you're going. But please know it's gonna be okay. So as we go into the new year, embrace all of you because you were created on purpose with a purpose. And I cannot wait to read your story. I cannot wait how you step into the person that you were always created to be and see how you share more of yourself with the world. And maybe you get to write a book or not. Maybe we get to work together or not. Either way, I think you are amazing. I think you're the bomb.com. And even if nobody else in the whole entire world says that, I'm okay saying that. Even when my daughter thinks that I say things that are not cool, I don't need to be cool by other people's standards. I am cool by my own standards. So let the record show. You are loved and appreciated. Please know that I think you're pretty dope. You're amazing. I love you so very much. Please know that I'm rooting for you and I literally cannot wait to see you on the next.